Reese's Baby Smoked Clams. Now, a few weeks ago, I tried Reese's Smoked Oysters. What's the difference between an oyster and a clam? Well, an oyster only grows in salt water. You find them hanging around posts and docks and on the rocks and cement stuff that's out in the ocean. They're real gnarly, rough-edged creatures. A clam can grow in either salt water or fresh water. They're more smooth, they're oval-shaped. Some have a rough shell, some have a smooth shell. Very similar to mussels, which have much the same characteristics. In reality, oysters, clams, or mussels are all pretty much mussels. You pull them out of the shell and they're just a big glop of tough, sometimes rubbery muscle with the actual organs of the creature inside. Most of these look kind of the same. Dark. We'll just leave it at that. 180 calories in this entire can. That is if you drain it. That's the key. You got to drain it because the oil will probably triple how many calories you got in there. Let's see what's interesting on here. Reese baby clams have a mild smoky flavor that can be cooked into a peppercorn sauce and will accentuate a steak wonderfully. Someday I'd like to try that. Today we're just going to eat the clams. Ingredients: baby smoked clams. I'm not sure how big they get, but these will probably be the size of a walnut or something. Cottonseed oil and salt. Contains an occasional shell fragment. Yes, I had an old friend, George, passed away when he was 92 years old. Until the day he died, he carried shell fragments with him from World War II. Warning, consuming this product can expose you to lead and cadmium. I was not aware of that until I tried these the last time. I don't think it's really critical unless you eat these every day or every week. So we're only going to do these occasionally. Best if used by June 2021. All right, we're pretty safe. Let's proceed. Nice. I always like the brass or goldish looking tins. Just like last time, the tin feels waxy. And I think that's only a really thin layer of wax that's sprayed on there, so these things go shooting down the conveyor belt without getting hung up. All right, we're going to pop the top here. Ooh, I don't know if you could hear that, but the air went into the tin instead of out. That's always a good sign. Ooh. Those really are babies. Look at them all in there. Wow. Who has the job of pulling all these little teeny creatures out of their shells? That's amazing. Who has the time of pulling these little creatures out of the shell? This is absolutely amazing. I never expected them to be this small. These really are babies. Wow. Yep, I can smell the smoke, but I can also smell that typical organy smell from this type of canned seafood. Man, I just can't get over how many are in there. I'm not going to drain the oil off this time because I can't eat all these. I'm going to close them back up in a container with the oil in it to save them for later, to save them actually for Mrs. Funny Guy to try. I don't think she's going to be too happy about it, though. Difficult to get them on there, even with a toothpick. They're so small. Let's leave it at that. Well, here I go. Those are better than the smoked oysters. There's none of that pastiness that you find in a smoked oyster. Let me try it on a Chicago cracker, which is a little bit more powdery-like and has less input to the taste than the rice cracker was. And I want to put a few more of these guys on there, or girls. Actually, they are asexual, so each of these is both boy and girl. Wow, you know it's going to be really hard for me not to eat this whole can, but I'm going to try to hold off and not do it. Like I said, I need to share these. Just the thought of each one of these things takes some kind of time to unshuck it from its shell. And there must be 300 of those things in there, which, by the way, would be less than a penny a piece. Well, like I said, they are much better, I think, than smoked oysters. I think it's well worth the $3 that I paid for them. Of course, it's a delicacy. You can't live on these things, but well, you could, but you probably shouldn't. Really good. Reese's smoked baby clams. These are a thumbs up. Give them a try. Thanks for watching.